Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. I'm back again. Anyway, the reason I'm back so quickly is we did the little sparkle bracelet with the 3mm bicones on the side, and I also showed the one that had just the seed beads on the side, and I said to myself, if I get a request, even just one, for this one, where the seed beads fill in between the boxes rather than the 3mm, that I would do a quickie on that one. I probably should have done it all together, but I didn't, so I'll do it now. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to get your materials together. You know what you need. You need your 4mm fire polish or pearl or whatever bead you want to use. You need some 4mm bicones. You need some 15-0 seed beads. You need a few 11-0 seed beads. You need a little closure bead, and you need a size 10 beading needle. And I'm using 6-pound fire line for a change, but because I'm running out of 8 pounds, so get some, whatever fire line. These are I used 8-pound in these, and no problem. So get your materials together, and we'll do this, what I'll call the alternate ending. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. So I've done a little portion of the right angle weave, and I'm just going to do a small piece, and I'll go through the rest of the bracelet with you, so that you can get these little seed beads on the sides without a problem. Okay, so I think it gives it a nice sort of a vintagey look, and lacy, which is pretty. So what you want to do at this point is we're at the end of our, and you've watched the other video, I'm sure, so we're at the end of our right angle weave, and we're going to put the first part of the clasp on. So take 4 15-0s, an 11-0, a 4mm bicone, and I'm using Amethyst Swarovski, okay, and another 11-0. Now, if it's a little different from the video, I don't think it is, but sometimes I put a little 11-0 in and sometimes I don't. Grab your 8mm bead, that's an amethyst fire polish. Put on 3 15-0s. Okay, so this is what you're going to have on your thread. Okay, so we're putting this first end of the clasp on before we go on. So skip the 3 15-0s, come down the 8mm, the 11-0, and the bicone crystal, and the 11-0. Oops, pull that through. Okay, if it sort of, wanders down the thread a bit, just give it a pull. Okay, so that's what you have. Alright, so then I'm going to take 4 15-0s. Okay, and I'm coming out of this little pearl. I'm just going to come around, and I'm going to bring the other leg of the clasp right through to that side, and that's what you're going to have. Okay, maybe I should pull in just a teeny bit. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're not going to, as before, we're not going to reinforce this yet. And one thing I just noticed, make sure your picot turns into a picot, because mine is sort of in a line, and if you continue to weave that way without it turning into a picot, it will stay not a picot. So that's always a good tip. So when things like that happen, I never edit them out, because it's it's important to to see those things. So just make it into a picot. Okay, there we go. All right. So where we are, we're coming out of this pearl. It looks a little wonky at the moment, but it'll be okay. And what we want to do is we want to put the bicones on. So take 3 15-0s, 4mm bicone, 3 15-0s. Okay, you're coming out of, I'm going to keep this, I'm going to try and keep this on the table because it'll be easier to see. You're coming out of this pearl, remember, come around to the top and go through the next pearl. Okay, so there you go. There's your first embellishment on. So take 3/15-ohs, your menu, bicone, 3/15-ohs. You're coming out of this pearl, come around. Remember, we're just using the middle beads to that pearl and bring it down. So there, now you have your second embellishment on. Okay, 3/15-ohs, bicone, 3/15-ohs. You're coming out of this pearl, come around, go through this pearl. I purposely used contrasting colors so it would be easy to see. So you're going down that pearl, the next pearl. Working on the pearls in the middle. You've watched the other videos, so you know. Okay, so there you go. So keep going, and I will meet you at the end, and we'll put the other end of the clasp on, and we'll start doing the embellishment. Okay, so we're at the end of the bicone part, you know, where we put the little bicones on top. So we're going to, and so far nothing has changed, we're just going to put the clasp on this end. So I'm just going to pull this one over here. I'm going to look at it, and I think we did, well, they're all kind of different, so I think I'm just going to do 4 15-ohs, an 11-oh, a 4mm bicone, an 11-oh, and then my 28 15-ohs, or whatever number works for you. 5, I know this is a long count, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, bring those down, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, almost there, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, about 28 there, okay? So I'm going to bring those down, and I'm going to, holding this in my hand here, and I'm going to skip everybody except the 11-oh, go through the 11-oh, the bicone, and the 11-oh, let it pull. That looks like it's going to be way too big, but I'm not really making a bracelet, so I'm not going to go back out right now. Just you make sure yours fits, you know, fits well, okay? But on the other hand, I'm always making them too small, so it's probably better if it's a little big. Okay, so take 4 more 15-ohs. Okay, here we go. You're coming out of the side of this pearl. I'm going to move these up so they're not in the way. So I'm just going to put the other leg on by going around and through that top pearl. Okay, so this is all, I got my little tail thread stuck in there. There we go. Okay, so this is all just like what we did. All right. So this is where we are at this point. So this is where it's going to change. So I'm just going to move my tail thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through. This again is the same. That first bead, like so. And then I'm going to take 2 15-ohs, like that. And I'm just going to go through the next pearl. So this is what the difference. This is where you were putting in your 3mm. Put in 2 15-oh seed beads. So just keep doing that. 2 15-ohs, Go through the next pearl. So you see how that starts on the side, it pulls things together. Okay, so it's just like putting that 3mm in there, only the same size would be 2/15. So that fits pretty perfectly. And I'm just going to keep going. Put 2/15. Come on, little pearl. Okay, 2/15. 2/15. Pull those in. So just give it a little tug as you go. So you see that's just putting the, you know, pulling the sides together very nicely. So let's keep going, and you know, we'll get these done. So I'm going to do that again. I'm almost at the end, so I'll just hang out with you for a minute and we can chat while we put our 15-ohs in. So today I went to do some shopping, and I went to our local outlets, which, you know, probably every town in the world or city in the world has their local outlets. And it was so mobbed. People are already shopping for the holidays, and so many winter clothes out. I didn't buy anything. Actually, I bought a pearl bracelet that I'm going to take apart and use as beads. Because sometimes, you know, you can go to, you know, some of these stores like Walmart. You can go to Kmart, Target. You can go, I don't know, you know, in the States. I'm just going to give you the States, and, you know, I'm in New England, so you can even go to the Salvation Army, or go to TJ Maxx or Marshall's if you know, I don't know if they're countrywide, but they're in my area. And sometimes you can get jewelry. So I'm going to stop for a second because I want to show you. So I just went and I found 3 of these. And they're glass pearls. Okay, so I don't think they're Swarovski. They would have said, I'll have to look on the label, but they're really nice 8mm pearls, so I really don't have to wait for my 8mm pearls, and they're shiny and beautiful. They're not plastic, they're glass. So anyway, another little tip about, you know, things that you can do if you don't have beads. Go to your local craft store, AC Moore, Michaels, Hobby Lobby, whatever you have around you. A lot of times they'll have some, you know, already made jewelry or beads, you know, that you can fit in. So I needed some 8mm pearls, and those are very close to 8mm. I think they're considered 8mm. So it's amazing, you know, you're going shopping for one thing and you end up coming home without, you know, the dress you were looking for, and, you know, some pearl bracelets, which are going to break down into pearl beads. Okay, all right, so we're at the end of the 4mm, the last 4mm here. So I've put my 2 little 15-ohs right there. I'm going to take an 11-oh, just like you did the other bracelet, and I'm just going to come up through all my beads. So this is where we're reinforcing. Okay, and we're going to fill that little space, see, with the 11-oh. All right, so go through your picot. Just go through each bead of the picot. Yeah, it's picky. A picot is picky, but I think a picot is appropriate for this bracelet, and appropriate for a lot of things. It's sort of you know, vintagey looking, lacy. I suppose you can put something else up there, but this is how this one's going down. So we'll come down the 4 beads of the other leg of the clasp. This is the same as, you know, the up to here it's still the same. You know, we're not really changing anything. I just didn't want to start like at the end, so I wanted there to be some continuity. Okay, so we're coming out of the 4th little seed bead. Go down that first pearl, and there you go. You see how that sort of brings everybody together? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way down, and we're going to put the 2 15-ohs. 1, 2. And it was also freezing today. I mean, it was so cold. It was, I'm not a mall shopper because I I get, I don't know, I get claustrophobic in the mall. It drives me nuts. You know, there's no airflow. There are a million people walking around, so I really prefer these sort of outdoor, you know, malls or outlets. And you know, sometimes you can get some good deals. I know that a lot of the stores at the outlets they have clothes made just for them. So like if you're going to some expensive store and you think you're getting something from the expensive store at a reasonable price, it's really probably not the case. So, but that's okay. They have some really nice stuff. But, you know, what do? I look at all the clearance jewelry, and then I buy the clearance jewelry and I take it apart and I make all kinds of cool stuff. Because sometimes you just can't get, you know, a bead, or you want to finish something quickly, and you know, it sort of inspires you. It inspires me anyway. When I look at jewelry and I think, oh, that's a gorgeous bead. I'd really like to use a bead like that. So you know, there are other places to buy beads other than bead stores. Oops, got my little thumb caught there. But you know, and I think you can really have a lot of fun, you know, if you can bring yourself to take it apart. Because sometimes I'll buy something and I'll think, I'm going to take this apart because it was on clearance, and it's, you know, it's even cheaper than ordering the beads, and I don't want to wait for them. And I look at it and I think, oh, it's so pretty, I don't want to take it apart. So I don't take it apart. Okay, so I've talked us through the end of this side of the bracelet. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go up that last 4mm pearl. This is what we have. So we have all those 15-0s in between. Whoops. Okay, so then remember, take your 11-0 and go up that first leg of the clasp, and you see how that's going to pull that in. You want to go through the 4mm bicone, through the entire loop. Okay, and instead of doing that with you, why don't you just do that and meet me on the other side right here, and we'll continue on with the second row of the 15-0s. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so I've pulled in a little bit just so we can, you know, can see really what I'm doing here. So because they're small beads. So I've gone around my loop, and I'm coming out of, going down the 4 beads. Come on, you. On that side of the loop. Okay. And then remember, I want to put that first, I want to put that 11-0 in just to complete my clasp. So when you put that 11-0 in, go through the pearl and the 2 15-0s, ouch, sorry about that, that you put on the side. So you see how that's coming out of the end of those 15-0s? So that's going to put your clasp on, and now you're coming out of the 15-0s, okay? So I'm going to take 2 more 15-0s. So this is how you're going to square stitch these on. And I'm going to come around, I hope you can see that, and back through. And I think I'm going to have to bend it a little bit, or maybe I'll come. Let me come close in, and I'll do it on the mat. Okay, that's really close. Okay, so you're coming out of these 2 15-0s here on the side. Okay, right there. Come around. I just want you to circle them. There you go. And come through the same 2. All right, so there you go. I'm going to move my tail thread out of the way so you can see this. Okay, so you're just coming around those 2. Bring your needle through. Okay, I'm going to pick it up. And what that does is it square stitches the 2 15-0s right there. And what you want to do is you want to come forward. Move forward, past the pearl, through the pearl, and the next 2 15-0s. I have a feeling that's going to look huge on your whatever device you're going to watch it on. But, you know, I just really want to make sure you see this. So we're coming out of these two 15-0s again. Take two 15-0s, come back around and through just the two 15-0s. Okay? Actually, you can come through the two 15-0s, the purl, and the next two 15-0s. And that way you've already come through the other. See? You're already set up for your next 15-0. So here we'll do that again. So we're coming out of the second 15-0 of the little group there. We're going to take two 15-0s. Going to come around, come through those two 15-0s, just like that. Just the 15-0s, don't pop through there. And you're going to go through the purl and the next two 15-0s. That way that's cool that you're going to set up for your next 15-0s. Okay, so there you go. That looks pretty nice. Take two 15-0s, come through the two 15-0s. Come on, you. Maybe this is why I started putting the 3mm in here. Because it's so hard to see these little 15-0s. There you go. But I love using 15-0s when I can because they make everything so lacy and nice. Okay, so we're going through the two 15-0s. I'm just going to pull through those two because I'm afraid it's going to come. It's we're going to pull it out. But you can go right down through the two 15-0s. Just make sure you're getting through everybody. I'm a little caught here. Okay, so here you have those two 15-0s on. So do you see how that's making it's not a picot. We'll do one more. It's square stitched like 4 little beads. So you've got your 2 on the needle, come through these two 15-0s. Okay, I'm going to go through the purl and the next two 15-0s. There we go. I'm going to pull through. So that's it. That's all you're going to do. And then just kind of make sure it's in place. Give it a little tug. And that's what you have. You see how it makes this little square stitched piece on the back, in between each set of pearls. So keep going like that. I'll do one more with you just because why not? So I've gotten through the two 15-0s, the purl, and then the next two 15-0s. I'm going to put those on. Okay, so here we go. So this is what we have. All right? So this is your bracelet. I want to make sure you can see it. That's all you're going to do. The rest of the bracelet, you're going to finish off. So you're going to come down, whoops, just like this one. You're going to come down all the way. You're going to, if you can get through your clasp again, that would be great. If not, just kind of go through your pearl here, and then come down and do the same thing other side. I think you could probably get through this again, and it'll be stronger with 3 passes. So here, let me pull out a bit. Sorry about that. Okay, I just wanted you to see. So the rest of it is the same. So that's all you're going to do. That's going to be the only difference, is that you're going to be stitching on, these 15-0s. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time just because I just want to make sure. I know everybody's got it, but I'm a little I don't know. I just want to make sure you really see what I'm doing. So I went through the two 15-0s that were already on there. I'm going through the purl and the next two 15-0s. I'm going to pull through, and if they don't go in place, just give them a little tug. There you go, and they'll go in place. So there you have it. All right, I think you got it from here. So between the two videos, I think if you're doing everything the same. So do the whole bracelet, do the bracelet the same, do the right angle weave, do the both ends of the clasp, do the embellishment of the bicones on the top, and then that's the point. At that point, that's when you're going to start to put the 2 15-0s, and then you're going to go around again and score stitch the next 2 15-0s. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. I hope that you will be able to do this. I know that you will be able to do this. It's just an alternate ending, and I'm glad somebody requested it because it is pretty and it's lacy and it looks, you know, it looks really, you know, it looks a little vintagey, and I think it's a great idea to do it. So now you have both endings. And so whichever ending makes you happier, you can do. Here, I'll pull out a little bit. There you go. So there you have it. I'm going to go back to work and play with my new pearls and get the netting ready for the netted bracelet. And, you know, if you're ordering, I know for those of you who are ordering it, you know, it's, you know, I just want to make sure, that's why I put it on Facebook, because I just wanted to make sure that if you're ordering it, that, you know, you'll have it. I'm going to be working on this one. I might do this one in between, before the netting, because you're probably waiting for your netting. And this is the flat spiral. Another one that is a really nice gift, easy to make, and I might even use my new pearls on that and make a bigger one. I'm not sure, but I might just do this. This is in gray pearls. I might do it in some white pearls. So I think, you know, don't hold me to it, but I think this would be a nice sort of in-between project while people are getting their netting ready. So, you know, between the two, we'll get them both done. All right, thanks for watching. Sorry it was so long. I know I was chatty, but I just, you know, just wanted to give you a little synopsis of my day. Okay, so have fun with this and post on Facebook, like me on Facebook, subscribe to my channel, or not, whatever you guys want. Anyway, it's Silly Sunday. That's what it is. All right, so I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.